Would it?
Lori.
Lori?
Yeah.
Well, I have a big place to go. I gotta go get all my supplies yet for that. But it's out of the Jenny's.
No, the chairman's not here, but we do have to call you a vice chair.
Not this time, next time we go.
Next time.
Oh, but I think for today.
What a chair, maybe.
We're gonna rent a chair yesterday. I didn't like a chair. We are gonna get it, just a temporary chair.
For one night, one day.
Yes. Yeah,
I can't-
because I called Rich on
What's better?
it. I got Rich's, like. I have time with him, so we. I got you, Melissa. Okay.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
What are you trying to say?
No. The big five, or just five nuts.
No, it's not. It's 2:58.
I was out in his car the other day and they, you did? Yeah, right at the corner. Oh, yes, yeah, as we rode by. The word was freaking word. Yeah, it's nice to see how the family. It's good. I like just so about it. He saw me in the front. Did he? Mine says, can you take me? Good guy.
Is it hot in here? Is it just some?
Oh, she did.
We saved a seat for you.
All right, yeah. It's this one.
Obviously, I can't be that.
Did you have one last week? The fan. Use the fan.
I'm sorry.
You need a fan.
No, I'm okay. It's
She
just,
just.
I just asked if it was hot and it was just. It's 3:00.
Okay, 3:00, also order. So, Chair Russell will not be here and we don't have vice chair, so I called, Mr. Summerfield Corporation Council and we can vote on the temporary chair just for this meeting only. So do I have a motion for a temporary chair? I nominate Tommy. Okay. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I did go to, was on nominations and, got the room to chair. Second, my one, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that's, Mr. Quills, you can take over. Thank you.
All right. Call this meeting to order then. And the approval of the minutes from the July 2nd, 2025 meetings and our little intake motion.
I will take a motion to the minutes. 2025.
Second. Okay, motion is made a second to approve the minutes on the July 2nd, 2025 meeting. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Motion carries. So, Rich, I think you're up.
I guess, along with anything else, the team violations are continuing at the pace they have been pretty much all year. I've got 5 teams right now working on our sanctions, 4 cases that are pending. That's not quite accurate. I picked up 3 more yesterday, so I've got 7 cases pending right now. Team court sessions are scheduled in October. That's not accurate either, because now I'm going to be in November. We have 27 registered. not accurate because we had 30. We only had 26 in all of 2024 and only 27 in all of 2023. So the biggest focus is on vape and THC. When we're on THC, I just got into the new Prime for Life program. It's called Prime for Life. I'm just gonna pass this around. Can't keep them because they're $25 a pop, 100 books. But that program now focuses on THC for the young people.
Fine. I got a question. So, Frankfurt like 420. Do you know what 420 means?
I do not know.
420 is another word for, like marijuana.
THC?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that seems appropriate. So anyway, from the training that just completed, and I'm going through the book now, it seems like it's a pretty good, pretty accurate program. Those books were $500 for 20 of them, and they were paid for, grant for human services that they had specifically for, grant for the youthful offenders, like that type of thing. So they put the bill on that, which, I'm kind of thankful for. So that looks like a pretty good program. I'm looking for volunteers for Teen Court, so if anybody knows any kids, middle school, high school, I've got a couple of them graduating next spring, so I've got to replace them. I'd like to get a couple of new faces in there going. So looking for volunteers next year. Anyway, Teen Traffic, school in need and complete the victim impact panel, but I got 3 correction on that too, because I've got 4 coming for August 12th. That'll give me enough to run that victim impact panel. I'm effective on that. So that the traffic cases are increasing. I see by the court docket going forward in municipal court now. I've got a goodly number coming out of municipal court also this next week. So traffic cases are going to be in keys. I attribute that to the fact that we've got a fair number of younger officers, both in the county and in the city, who might be a little more aggressive than what you may. We used to, when I worked at the sheriff's department, we called the old guys road deputies, which was retired on active duty. So I think a couple of those might be gone now. Not to put it against them, but I can't say I blame them because you get a little more mellow back. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Life, I've got 6 pending, and this time those were the all THC up until yesterday, and then I picked up a couple of underage alcohol. That's one of the other programs. That's pretty much where we're at as far as kids go. Training, MRT monthly, and I did the Prime for Life 420. And THC. All the training, they never mentioned that 420 was in the marijuana. That's pretty much what we're at as far as Teen Court. I did want to point out, nothing unique to our, you know, and you've heard me talk about the vaping on THC and CBD and synthetic for the last 3 months. Nationwide alarming increase in that. Adolescents who smoke and vape believe that tobacco is perceived coping benefits far outweigh the accepted health risk. DEA warns of meth storage, including meth-laced pills targeting college-age adults. So there's meth pills out there floating on. I don't know if you heard about that. So, meth pills. Yeah, right here. And they seized, I want to say 3,200 doses over in North County. Probably bad. And
That's okay.
that's pretty much all that I have as far as Teen Court. Do we have any questions? Why? Hey, whatever the case may be.
Thank you. I apologize. I didn't remember the changing venue right away. Welcome back, Tom.
Thank you. Just to,
clarify to July 2025, before the particular August 2025 meeting.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question while everybody's silent? Is it just came up in court the other day about cases? It used to be there was a 60-day, from the time they started, 60 days, they would be done with the program. But it's taking much longer. Is that because you have so many more cases?
Yeah, because technically it's from the time, according to the offices, the time they get a team work, they've got 60 days to complete their sanctions. So now with a lot of them not starting team court until probably 60 days or more after they complete their initial intake part. You know, it's getting stretched out.
Okay.
And a couple of times I've tried to add extra days in there. But then in my team court panel, you know, they kind of plan ahead, so they've got sports going on, and they've got things going on, so the days I've had, I've only had like 3 coming into my team court panel. I make it work, but it's not added. Anything else?
Anybody else have any questions?
What you doing, Joe? I missed a lot of it. I believe in you.
Would you put that right?
Glad.
Yeah, you have, Judge, you haven't even seen that yet, that's just,
Yeah, just
too frankly, like, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
We want to approve those resolutions.
One of the things, like, I probably spent more money this past month than I had ever, because I also had new registration forms. So they came to 140, was it, Crystal, if I remember right? I think so, yeah, it was all there. But considering I haven't had to do that for 6 years, I guess it's.
Put it in amortization table. Amortization table. You'll be all right.
Frankly, compared to the others, that's pretty much how much on page one was.
Yeah, yeah, we're looking about that.
Did everyone get a chance to look at Rich's submissions this month? I think that's in the motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make stuff.
For a second? Motion made and seconded to approve the bills for the. Further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
You have anything else?
CJCC.
Well, I know that. I mean,
No, I don't have anything else.
okay, all right. CJCC.
All right, we held the, meeting last month, so it was approved, voted on and approved by CGCC 205 for the 2026 CAD grant. Needed the motion from CJCC to just do the application process. So that was approved. We also discussed, the prior month's program review, with, recovery flow program review in the prior month, so we held that up and discussed that a little bit. The family health center contract, at that time, it wasn't yet back and approved. I understand it is back and approved now. Is there any or with the family health center contract coming forward on that? There were some changes in race. They requested to be put on the docket, but nobody was there, so they're going to be back on the agenda. significant discussion from Tom Woonick on the Sheriff's Department, the tower project and the progress and conveyed in the tower project. I understand that the progress is coming along excellent and that. A lot of concerns on the jail. You know, that will probably be brought up at your meeting and things going on with that. So that was pretty much ran out of time before we got to the other item. We might have had a little too aggressive agenda, all things considered. So next month again is September. Next meeting will be, now, this month meeting, your regular meeting, within program review, which we have to export, and that will be September. This month meeting is, I remember my calendar, and the public meeting. The fourth Thursday. And first, you guys are all welcome to, and it's all our county board meeting, and then we'll get it. Just go ahead and go to the county board. Any questions as far as that?
Not for me.
Okay.
Did you want to include that budget report, because they have to be,
I was just looking for it, I can't.
It's CPWC, right?
right, it's so what it is this budget report as well has to be approved.
They're,
That's what I thought.
So the budget report, portion for the floor, for the, I'm going to win this drug for it. Versus so I talk about those again.
So you
Oh,
want
here
that,
it is. All right.
you want that under which part?
It's up to you. In the past, you've always done it under the DA portion, because we're the one that prepares it. So if you have questions, I can answer them, but however you want it.
All right, thank you.
CJ.
I got it.
All right, so did everybody review the budget report for our meeting?
Yes. Mhm.
Are there any questions out there?
I think you gave adequate explanation about the price of supplies, and I understand that we're not supposed to get revenues till the later half of the year. We're getting close.
Yeah.
So, do you expect to, actually reach the 32,449 for the budget expenditures? Because I noticed they've only spent about 14,000 so far.
I have to jump.
You might come under.
They interrupt.
Yes, go ahead. RRYC.
So our RYP, so right now its budget revenues are only reimbursed sometime next February, March by DHHS if they have any left over. So it is highly variable from year to year. Last year they covered his entire budget, like 26 grand. Some years it's 4 or 5 grand. So, and we have, I even talked to Ashley last week to make sure they have absolutely no idea what kind of year it'll be until next February or March. So there is no guarantees on that other than the amount of $1,000 that he collects in program fees.
Okay. So that's why we kind of, so the budgeted revenues is 14,322.
So that's what they just carried forward, that approximate amount for the last 5-6 years. I mean, that's kind of a midline. I mean, some years, looking back like 2020, it's like 41 grand they reimbursed. So it is just, there is no, we have zero control over that. That's just completely a DHHS.
They own it. They own it. My bigger question is, did we get a check this year for last year's revenues? Then,
So yes, this year we were reimbursed for his entire budget last year. It was like 26 grand. A little bit off, and it made a zero levy for his entire budget from last year. The year before, though, it was like 5,000.
So it's still here, I mean, one.
so
That in here, that's.
So it says, like, the actual expenditures for 24 was 27,387.3.
So,
We got,
yeah,
okay,
well, minus,
or close to it.
there's certain things that
that's not.
they can reimburse for, but it ended up being a zero levy when all was said and done for last year.
Okay.
Says,
In the 2024 actual, the 26,792 is from 2024, and the finance department will be receivable for that amount
Correct, because it was a 2024 grant money that reimbursed for the year after the pandemic.
So we received the check in 2025 for a 2024 line item.
Right.
And it's properly recorded in 2024.
First.
That's what I see.
Okay. Well, I'm done with my line of questioning. That's what I wanted to know. Did you get a check? Did it get passed this year or last year, and was it for this year or last year? Well,
All in all, it's not an expensive road.
Well, last, in 2024.
yeah.
I'll find out.
But we don't always know if they will actually reimburse the full amount.
I have no idea what amount if anything, because it was basically leftover money and multiple grants that I got. At least that's what Ashley told me last when I was talking to her.
So there's one grant specifically that usually HHS will contribute. They're in a different grant cycle, that's why your timing on it is later. The one grant that they give money is specific to other country concept for electronic monitoring, children juvenile detention, and we don't have a lot of that.
Right.
So it stands to reason then we usually get a good amount of money from it.
Because the money for the grant would either go towards, like electronic monitoring or delivery programs.
That's the only, yeah, it's so limited what they can use it for, the teamwork turns out to be the one, so, which is fortunate. They don't utilize that with juvenile cases, then it goes to teamwork. They haven't been able to find anything else to fit it under, and we're good with that.
Okay.
Keep taking it.
It is something to watch it because it's the state that's their budget.
Yeah,
Well, at one time they decreased that money because they said that we didn't have enough serious juvenile offenders in the county. And of course, because our teamwork was so successful, they were going through the court system, and then we got penalized because we didn't have enough.
You got these for doing this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good job, go left on money, right?
That's right. Finance appreciates it if you leave money in the coffer. No, you guys are great. That's good. That's good.
All right.
so then I would entertain a motion to approve the budget report with the RLE.
I would make make the motion to approve the budget for RLYP as discussed.
For a second.
I'll say,
Motion is made and seconded to approve the budget for RLYP. Is there any additional discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Motion carries. So do we also have one? Is it-
I don't think CJCC has.
we don't have.
She gets you, no, what?
Okay. All right then.
I think even better report.
I like that.
Okay. Thank you, Rich. Recovery Cory.
It's going for it, right?
Yeah. Yep. So we are, today is Wednesday, so today, during our report meeting this morning, we voted on accepting another participants to be in the last since last year was kind of good one. We have the second one, or another one, that should be starting, hopefully, minutes. At least I think 2 or 3 more. I will pipeline. Of their spaces to be accepted, so towards the end of the year, we should have. The Family Health Center, like Rich said, the Family Health Center, treatment provider contract just got signed and submitted back to them back in on the first, I think, on the first and the 31st Monday last week. So my contact person had a family emergency, so she's out this week, so next week we're gonna get a contact with her about starting the treatment groups that outside of that. So things are going great with that. Travel this month, next month, there's a couple conferences that I'm requesting to go to. Other than that, the only thing that I have coming up is I got the CARE training that will be coming available to apply for starting in September, so I need approval from the Justice Youth Center to be able to apply for it. It's 26 connection. Department. Is
Is it, did they say it's competitive or just? It is a competitive year, so we have to make sure all the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed this year, so the sooner I can get started, the better.
Choose the grade for.
I think it varies, but we get 126,000 without the match. Yeah, 164 something like with the match. And so we're limited to applying for that same amount. This every year.
But that's the major grant that funds this program.
It's.
Excuse me,
Right. Well, that sounds like, oh, something you guys might remember from reading last year.
So it's 124K without,
Without the match. And another 42,000, 40 some thousand with the match.
thank you. I do entertain a motion then to we're going forward with the tag grant application. So moved. Or a second. Motion is made and seconded to move forward with the TAD grant application. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Does anybody know if we need to go ask permission from anybody else, or is it just oversight? You know how many? I don't think it's just oversight. And I think that's something like we've done in the past. I think that's elected last year. I know. We never used to, we just would do it, but now, I mean, we have to follow the rules, but I remember, we're supposed to go to the full county board.
So it'll go to, it's a grant. So it'll go probably, you know, you're looking at budget wise or finance, but I think, and then that goes to the full board.
So just the application, we should be good with it. I mean, I'll double check, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Because that's how the grant, I mean, that's how the grants have worked, but I don't think that's different, but
Yeah, this
I think this one.
Yeah, I didn't have to try.
You did the flying, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we sort of agreed just to try to say all of the grants since last year.
Yeah.
And if it comes up, we'll discuss it in that further meeting.
Yes.
I don't want to make it.
That's the way I understand it, right?
I think
Finance the budget, and then the budget goes to the county board, and then
Right.
and the county board.
Right. But you guys can apply now. It's just finance has to allocate it, right? They have to put it in the budget and then approve it, and then board approves the budget. So that's follow on.
But yes, it would probably.
You're right.
And ask.
And I'm.
We're all on record.
Yeah.
Did everybody have a chance to review the drug court bills?
You got anything, any surprising?
No, I'm kidding.
Somebody got a new desk.
Ooh,
That was,
That's about it. Try to keep it pretty low key.
and if there was no discussion, I would.
Bills for the.
For a second.
second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the bills for the drug court. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And lastly then,
Yeah.
did y'all get a chance to look at the budget for the drug court?
Yes.
Any discussion on that?
And, refresh my memory, I know we talked about this morning. With the applications that we have that are gonna be starting, how many participants will we have, and then those?
I said, just told them like eight. And I.
Is this huge increase because of so many cases?
Well, the fact that we have, the DA is offering more recovery court for them than.
I mean,
I don't know if there's still any more cases, that's, it's.
I don't think there are any more, no, not even more cases, more applications.
Applications, yes, but it's not, I mean, some of these are, they're not the first time of that, I mean, they've been in this, in the court system for a while, and this is where, which is the whole.
does anyone have any concerns or questions? If not, I entertain a need to approve the budget report for the.
I'll motion to approve the budget report for the truck.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the budget for the interim report. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right. Yeah. All right.
So I guess I sent out numbers to you guys, and from when I sent those out, we've already had 5 more jury trials added to this year, and we're already have 2 multi-day trials scheduled for next year, so jury trials are not on the way. But beyond that, the budget report forms and budgets are in there, and if you guys have any questions, I can hopefully answer. We did the first reimbursement for the crime victim witness. We say that comes at our 5 month and then after the next 7 months. So the first reimbursement came in at just under 16,000, which was 54%. We had budgeted for 51, so those are. So I did. We started out. We've checked with them, they have no anticipation of what to expect for the next 7 months, but it's hovering right around the 50% mark. And so for next year's budget, we tried to just go conservative and budget again at 51%. It happens.
No expectation to change, right?
Clearly, it's basically based off of
You can't.
what they get for the victim witness surcharge in the year. I mean, the state gets a pot of money that they collect through the year, and then they divide it up between all of the counties that submit the reimbursement. So that's why it's a fluctuating rate for the grant and the reimbursement. So the different things that, they did have a hope that it would pass in the budget. They have it set at a certain rate that not pass, so it will still be the fluctuating rate at this point.
So in the budget report, 16,000, does that hit next month then for the?
Yep, that does hit next month. Well, it's in the fine print at the very bottom. So
Oh.
it made it so tiny when I typed it in there. So we did receive that check actually in hand for the 15,000.
Oh, it's super tiny.
It did, because what happened, in case there's noticed anything different at the beginning, when Nancy's position was approved last December, they did a budget amendment.
Okay.
And the numbers that they gave me for your last few committee meetings were based off of the original budget and not that budget.
Without the additional money.
Right, so once I saw that and they adjusted it, that's why the number might look slightly different than what you've seen before, and that's what I explained out there. But it is still all right on track with what we had and what was approved in December amendment.
My background's in business, not sir. They're just signing goals for the best. No, that's awesome. And thank you so much for keeping an eye on the numbers. You know, I know it's not always the funnest work.
Fine.
There a motion to approve the
Just confirming both EA and the witness. See their crime, yeah. DDWC, there you go.
Yeah,
Almost. That report, the DA report.
you both are just.
Both the DA budget and the CVWC. Well, especially in the other 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, maybe, yeah, that makes.
Starting a little hot today.
I'll say.
Okay, motion is to be in section. Azure request for whatever to me. And also our CVWC. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Motion carried.
No, I don't think so. That's still one that's like-
Easy, easy, right?
Oh, in here?
I'm sorry, there are 800 coming.
Okay, so in court, Rogie.
30 to 40.
All right.
Here.
Let's start out with the easy part. Have three, three out-of-county travel requests. One for the register for a way to go to her conference. That is,
We only have one here.
yeah, I sent one ahead, but I have, it's two more, because I think it's just a general out-of-county travel.
Yeah, it's got Stephen's point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe. And that one is, for my conference, the juvenile conference. And then the courts conference, I could wait until next month if you want, I mean, it's in October.
We can do it.
But it's here if you want.
Long as you got it.
It's trying to be different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell.
Yeah, I try to
We're super procedural here now.
So I have in my clause here, the three county travel requests. This one is over it. Third court, all the Wisconsin residents for $450.50. This one would be for juvenile WJCCA conference. And that is for $50.
Yeah, just to point out the state's paying for that one, so I'll have to.
Oh.
Of course, be able to, so that-
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. So yeah, the $50 is just something else, the state covers the rest. That's one thing that was it's a state. And then the third one would be for WRIPA Fall Education Conference. And that is for $382. So I would entertain a motion to approve these three.
Sorry, that motion.
Motion made and seconded to approve the three county travel vouchers. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Opposed. Motion carries. Excuse me. Where's this one?
Oh, you did do something. Yeah, there are.
Here's the other.
Here's a bigger packet for the CJCC conference, or WJC.
Oh, this is one that came to the thing, never mind.
Okay. You don't.
Yeah. No. This is one that was actually. Yeah, it's just. Any other good news?
That's numbers and finance.
Because I have a jury trial tomorrow, it's a 2-day jury trial. Judge Battler from Barron County will be here all day. Or tomorrow and Friday. Yeah, other than that, so. Okay, so.
And did anyone have a chance, or anybody have a chance to look at the, what's bills for circuit court? And if still good questions.
Many jury payments on there. So.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. Entering them and then finance and.
And FEMA.
They were very good, very patient with us. But yeah, they were all the jurors that served for the month of June. And we had 2 jury trials in June, so on top of, the whole panel gets paid for a half a day, and then if they serve, they get paid for a whole day. I do. Yes, topics.
Oh.
They move all the judges to cover.
Then I would entertain a motion to approve the bills for the circuit court. Sorry. Motion has been made and seconded to approve the bill in our circuit court. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Motion carries. All right, yeah. The budgets. All right, so it looks like we got 3. So the first one there is, for the clerk.
We did the budget before.
Yeah, so this one is 58, actually, 6500.
Maybe we should.
Is that down there?
That's our mediation.
Okay, and then the next one is 330,400. And finally, one for or I think 6 hours. Okay. Oops, let me. So we've got concerns on 130,400.
Yeah, and the the expert testimony, which, that's another way of saying it's out of our control based on our chapter 51 and those conditions. And we already are over budget by $287, and I just submitted. Yeah, it's, like $2,500 in expenses on that account. So it's no more budget,
And this is specific to, BHHS. I questioned when I became judge why it's in our budget. And I think because it could be under DHHS, rental commitments, all that. Jeremy had said, you know, we put it under ours, and I just said, there's no reason to change it, I just wanted to know why. I think the answer was because you ordered them, but I have a choice, the law says I have to, so, but it's based on they detain, emergency detention, so.
And that's what, then if the court orders the exam, which you have to, then we pay the bill out of this budget.
This is 100% levy.
Let's see, that's the guardian ad litem. So no, some things in there I do, because it's a mixture, it's not just the mental commitments, it's also guardian ad litem attorneys for family cases, attorneys on the mental commitments, attorneys on guardianships that we have. We do go after some of those to try to get reimbursement. So if you look at the budget, there's, let's see how much we got so far. We get $20,000 from the state, as state aid in that account. And then we recovered in this collections from the office around 75. You know, it ranges from 72,000 and we've collected up to 90 in collections, so trying to get reimbursement from parties for guardian items, so no, it's not 100% levy.
GMs and chips too.
The chips we, yeah. And from the grant, we submitted, we did $20 million. Which is better than nothing, I can do those cases, so that's not too bad. A lot of times it's really hard to get reimbursement from cases because. So I can, you know, I can try. But we do not get reimbursement on those medical commitments, that is an expense we pay.
These are details. So the family's budget is considering increasing, requiring parties to pay a $250 deposit before we even appoint a guardian ad litem. And I've been asking Roma tonight, it's kind of low. They then get that $250 credited on the final bill. So, some counties charge 1,000. But we're pretty low income here, and if I do that, and there's a serious situation with why somebody's asking for a change in placement, then they have to wait. And sometimes that just is not conducive to the safety of the kids, but it is something I'm willing to consider. I think $250, and they ultimately have to pay it in the end anyway. If we're having trouble collecting it on the back end, then that's an option that we can talk about.
Because we do pay the bill, and then we go after the try to get reimbursement, so the money is, after that.
And these would be, any of these GAL fees, right? And so they are coming in, so for a typical case, what is the total GAL fee? Is that?
Yes.
Oh, perfect, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the guardian ad litem setting meets with the parents. If they do a home study, that's gonna drastically increase. They're charging an hourly rate, and so it all really depends on how much they're fighting, what issues they're fighting about. You know, it could just be a summer placement, it could be everything. So it really does vary
Right.
considerably.
Does it vary from like $400 total to like $2,000 total, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not to see $4,000.
A 4,000.
Never.
Yeah. Or one way too low.
I mean, they pay $250 each, but I mean, it's always.
And that's why you would consider raising that, because you know it's gonna be more. I'm just not familiar with some of this.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of a hard question to answer, but because we're paying it basically upfront.
Yeah.
But I do think it's kind of low. I waive a lot of filing fees for agency in this county, so, you know, then people tend to file more because they don't have to pay that. filing fee, but if anybody's receiving food stamps, if it's been your need, then I have to pay the basis, I don't have a choice. So, but that filing fee goes to the state, right? Yeah.
If you did consider raising that fee, would you wait until the beginning of 26, or would you do it like mid-year?
Well, we can do it anytime, it's just a matter of kind of warning people. And really, I just tell them, because if they go through mediation, and they agree at mediation, then I don't have to appoint a guardian ad litem, so it's kind of a step process through it. But in more and more contested cases, a lot of effort time being spent on different issues and things now, so they're only gonna go up.
Any other questions on the budget reports?
Yeah, I just have a question regarding the item, circuit court one, where the budgeted expenditures were 130,400, and you had some concerns down there. It just seemed like the concerns were a lot more than $2,000 difference. Does that mean that some of the costs are going to be covered by other line items?
Well, I mean, that's probably a good point, because was hoping that'd be around not much more than this, but with this new one, I think that it will be more than the $2,000 difference. That also can change on that projected revenues, which I probably won't have more than that though. I mean, if I get to that point, that's even guessing a little bit high.
Yeah.
So I would anticipate this is gonna be getting a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like your revised projected revenues down a couple hundred bucks already too. No, I'm just glad we're tracking it. You're putting the $300 and the $200 on here. Because that's really the level, right? That's right when we cross the line is when we want to know things start changing, because, budget's rough.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, and then so far the state has not indicated that they're going to give us any reimbursement, which is based on the year before, so last year we had like $700, well, this year we spent, $100,000. So that's something we have to. Yes, and what the exact game is.
It's starting that, by then, before 2026, they'd be looking
I hope so. They haven't indicated how they're gonna do it, but that's what I'm hoping for, And then hoping that 26 is kind of low on the interpreter fee, so we'd be okay.
So it's
Great.
kind of, years where you're spending a lot, you're not getting the reimbursement.
Right.
Years that you might spend less, you're getting more.
Yeah, it used to be a few years ago, probably like 5 years ago, they gave you $4,000, just said, make it, if you don't spend it, it's for you. And that's changed, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but one really long interpreter case could wipe out that 1,000 years.
Yeah,
And this year, the majority of the increase was one case. What was that particular homicide? And it didn't go to trial, but that's just the sentencing and how long that took. That's two interpreters because they got it
alternate out, so they took 2.
Yeah, and it's always difficult when you have a high profile case like that.
And so many of our things really do fluctuate based on happening.
Yeah, it's interesting that the state kind of always lags a year too. It's fun to think about. Because it doesn't matter what our balance sheet says, I guess, to them.
Right, that's true, that's true.
Yeah, and it's even there, and I know that you guys aren't the only ones mentioning the state budget cycle this year, and even in the plan of action, you can tell there's a little frustration here, right? We're hoping for the state to do this, so, you guys aren't.
So to answer your question, I will, next budget, next month, I'll take a look at that.
Any other concerns? No, I didn't, motion to approve the three budgets presented to the search.
Do you guys need this, I forget, do you need to sign one page or do you have a page to sign? Or something? You do? If you do that.
We just had to copy, but I thought, well, I just, we just typed it out.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And then the draft is that on you have these pages.
You can just, and that's, Ashley.
Well, I.
Whatever you want, yeah. You.
What's the date today?
How much is it?
So next.
It is the same, sorry.
You're like the most professional person in the room to have it sometimes.
I read it today, like $50 today, but I still need it.
Did someone have anything?
If they haven't, I will make a motion to approve all three of these circuit court budgets that's presented and discussed.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion is made, the second, to approve. Budget reports are discussed. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Carries. Budget reports are- you know what, I also, I just not, I overlooked. Did everybody get work budgets for all? Backtrack for a second here. Did you guys have any?
So, one thing that it mandated. I get that.
Right, thank you. I forgot to, the approval of the year. Huh?
Good catch. Yes.
So I guess that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's something now.
The DA things, sorry. Yes.
Okay.
So did that.
Oh, I'm second.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we did the DA. So we had a little smile.
We did it. I understood. You forgot.
We just need to get a checklist. We need an administrative coordinator to give us a little checklist for every.
I will, motion has been made and seconded.
Yes. Who seconded it?
Freeman and Vincent.
Okay, you second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
I'll play it.
Aye. Motion
Oh,
carries.
we're talking so much, I'm missing plot points.
Extension. That is for the. That's the biggie.
Big one.
All right, questions?
That must have come. Oh, I think that's in the slide. Absolutely, here.
Because you got the purple pen.
I lost my own.
Down Ring Drive. Oh.
It's terrible. These two funny.
I'll be sure to note your preferences and leave a couple of purple and pink pens. Station at the next board meeting. Blacker, but.
All right, Carrie is sending pictures to you. She might actually be on the stage right now. Getting ready for big events and other meetings yet tonight. So she wasn't sure she could make it, but wanted to send you some pictures of just some updates of things that she's been doing over the last couple of months. So you can see her breakfast, the countywide trip to the air show, and 4-H committee ride nights. And as well as the camp.
Yeah.
So, so then, I'm sure it's telling thousand words, how long that goes, so
good pictures from her. A couple notes there too, the Hawkins Summer Library, program of food 4-H, no pictures from that, because, there were signatures that people approve. Pictures, et cetera. So, that's the thing, so, you can see her other notes there too, and she also, of course, wanted you to know that you, want to see a good, there in 4-H drill team performance after the rodeo on Saturday. Sure, this thing.
Oh, okay.
Or I think it's in the middle of it. maybe.
In the middle?
Yeah, it's down in the middle. Yeah, so make
Okay.
sure that if you go to there, you will see that. She also said.
Actually, that's a surprise.
I think it's Saturday.
They're doing some great stuff.
So,
Bring them.
Yeah, it's that, that'll go over really well. My first weekend alone with the kid.
Oh.
3 months.
Well,
You think he's ready for the race?
he'd be ready for a video. Slash some COVID boots in the cowboy. Chaps, bring them on down.
Chaps in the hat.
Yeah.
Let's go. Whatever else we're doing, one of the topics I saw that's been kind of hot lately is the Food Wise program. And I think I saw that it's ending, right, in September. Do you have any information that we could forward up or maybe tell the county board, about how many people are impacted or the approximate dollar amount that's leaving Russ County?
I can get it to those numbers. I've sent out some impact reports periodically.
Yeah.
What this means for Russ County. So it is one of the updates that I wanted to make sure I gave you today. Last month, we were in the middle of finding that out and what the layoff process would be and what that really looks like. So, our staff were given layoff notices. So Andrea, who has served there in Russ counties, over the years, her layoff notice is a little longer because she's been with us for over 10 years. So she will be, given layoff status until like December 1st. Some of our educators will leave October 1st because the programming funds are done in September. So, but Andrea is, on through, the end of November, so December 1st. So they're in the process of kind of winding down all of that and what happens to all of the programming materials and how does this get dispersed? And I know that there are rules about if grants funded this or bought this, and it might need to go to this kind of organization, this kind of program, and what can continue to be used, what can't. So all of that is being determined.
Divvying up the
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, so I know that our, I will say overall, for area 2, there's, the number was like $483,000, not necessarily quote me on that, I'll give you specific numbers. And then I just divided that by 5, because there's really no way for us to completely.
Go county by county.
Yeah, because our educators go across county lines and stuff. So, but I was coached to think, okay, take that number and divide it by 5. So I'll give you that big number and then deduct it out of there.
What was it doing for the discontinued?
The staff had funding was discontinued.
Because.
Federal government.
Oh, yeah, the big beautiful bill, ended all food share programs. They quit giving out the money, so we don't get them anymore.
So was there a provision for some kind of replacement? No.
Not yet. Don't, I
Like they-
don't have a crystal ball, but I know that we've all been trying to determine if there might be other avenues, grants, and whether maybe this funding will come through DHS now instead of USDA, like all of the different possible options, but there's.
This thing, like,
it's
stuff,
going. Yeah.
right, governor's office can do something maybe.
So there might be. It's kind of, I don't know if you're familiar with the AmeriCorps program.
that was all discontinued, and then at the 9th hour, okay, never mind, it's back. And so, so we're not completely giving up hope, but we also were in a position if this program is really ending this at the end of September, which is what all indicators say, then we have to go through with layoff notices. People time. So, I just came from the Washburn Committee, this morning. They have some extra money in their budget for some other positions that we haven't filled over there, and so they're carrying that money over in order to help find a position for maybe a 50% position for 2026 and hoping to buy some time for something.
Keeps them, try to keep this happening. All people employed, I guess, because we're gonna lose a couple of jobs and then just the shorthand math, right? If that's over 5 counties, it's just under 100K per county. For the family that's going to lose this money, is that 90K? Is that, how many families is that? 90 families? They for like $100 a month.
So it's not, also.
I know it fluctuates.
Yeah, the funds through, Area 2 are the funds that would go just for those positions and the program supplies and the travel and all that. So it's not money per se that's going directly to the SNAP Ed is different than SNAP.
Gotcha.
So SNAP Ed is the education that goes along with, like helping people understand what to do. Make you healthier and how to, all of that other stuff. So the SNAP funding is completely different. Extension doesn't have, like SNAP money doesn't come through extension with SNAP Ed money for education program. So, so the hit is really, we're not in the school education, our educators aren't. Doing that.
I call a timeout to your meeting clerk, sorry to interrupt. We need a few vehicles moved those so our approved vendors can come in.
Oh, okay, I bet mine's one.
Here's the white one.
Yeah.
That one, and then Ron, is that your van?
No, my bad.
You're over here.
I'm on the corner of the building.
You're fine, just me.
Truck.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, up here is fine. So Tom, if you could move yours, and then I gotta figure out who's van.
That's, you mean the black?
No, out here.
Do we have to do like a break or something like that? If possible.
Well, you lost your vice chair, right?
No.
Isn't it the chair? No, Russell's chair, isn't it?
Right, it's a
That's
vice
the
chair.
calendar chair.
Where did that
questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, after we.
You want to go for a ride?
I need one, yeah,
It's not set up, please.
doesn't.
Well, I don't know who would drive it right now. Well, I don't know where the keys to the Kubota are. I mean, minutes is gone now, so.
So did we do Snap too, or just Snap Ed? I know it's not your.
Yeah, I think that, I haven't followed it as closely. I think that SNAP funding might come through DHS, but I think there's something else called ethnic funding that wasn't kind of, but that's like Madison, Milwaukee, and Bayfield County evidently, those, I don't all that. Yeah, but I do wonder, just starting to guess departments and possibly the state too, and what you might have to.
Yeah.
I think everyone's still trying to figure out if other funding will then be funneled through the state versus federal government, and if the state picks it up and goes to DHS versus.
Because if the state has to pick up, Snap itself, then Snap Ed kind of becomes the second thing that they thought, right?
Yeah, whether or not. Wants to do that. Or just to give, benefits to. For the education.
We're back.
Try on it.
So, yeah, it was, that.
Did everybody get a chance to look at that? Always budget.
Thanks, I tried to fill out the budget report, you may remember the last few months, we've been expenses out with, the account line for the work travel.
Yep.
So, you can see we're with that. Again, with the food wise program going away. Budget, but the budget was $500, I think we used less than 50. That we're still using that one for chips. Is, so definitely the travel line, and as a reminder, the state travel, any state travel that, any out of county travel, for instance, that Carrie is doing, my personal travel budget is paying, not personal, but.
My travel
My
budget.
area.
Lift up to.
Those funds are being, used to pay for her out of travel. And the other line item is postage. So, for official, we're not sure of that, but we're getting close to it and. So, I wanted to let you know about how much.
Is there anything you can do about that? Is it different this year from other years? Postage? Well, not now, it's gonna be worse. I mean, it's up.
So I just put that line in there again of like, there might be some funds from the community fee and food laws that. So. We'll limit, as long as possible, but. We're programming to do some mail things, and to do as much as we can, be internet and. Sometimes people don't live there now.
I just,
Oh, bring on though.
but yeah, yeah, that, all the community meetings for going together. After the last full board meeting, like maybe I don't need to get involved. No,
I don't have I don't have a signature page for Lori's budget. Oh, I don't have to sign it.
No, that's not it, you don't sign it, but I don't.
can we sign
The
that?
last time I checked with Ashley and there's, the new forms don't have a signature on it.
Oh, they
It
don't?
just goes from approval from here to, and then the minutes get sent.
Oh,
The finance.
well, it's fine with me then.
Primary finance.
If the minutes covered, I'm down.
You're not,
Which actually,
you were there though.
8th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we talked about whether or not we wanted signatures in finance one time, but it was kind of procedural more than impactful, so I didn't pertain it. But if we can, I would just sign that page.
2 hours.
The law says one procedural note for June, and this has continued, it's my understanding. Please have your oversight committee motion to approve your forms or not approve if they have issues and forward to finance. Otherwise, can be prepared to sign every single report. This action is reported in the minutes.
Right. Okay. Then I would entertain a motion to approve Lori's budget report.
Report. Rules of parties budget report.
And a second. Did you not? Okay, this is my copy. I heard about that at home.
On the wall.
Do you want to see it? No, I see. Did you want to see it? Okay. Motion is made and seconded to approve the budget report. For the extension. Director. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Motion carries. This is my comment, so.
Well, look at that. She even spelled it out, she even said, well, if we approve it, then they might have to sign it.
Right,
Because it's in the notes.
right.
And
In the minutes.
we'll remember that next month.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep us posted on that.
Yeah.
Trails 18.
It's a busy place.
That's good to hear.
We've been solidly booked for over a month and a half. The next, breath of fresh air will be August 11th. We'll have 4 days, to recoup and then back at it again. So, booking into 26, 27. Yeah. And then we just, this week, there's actually a group out there. It's called Camp Bovee. They rented a portable sauna. Like, what's the code? So that is out there, but the camp that they were at in Minnesota closed, and so they're coming here. And then a couple of the groups we had in June, church camps, they were in Washburn, but now their facility is opening back up, so they will, probably be leaving us, but they've been here 2 or 3 years, so we might have some openings next June, but too early to tell. But revenue should look good there. There's tons of mosquitoes out there, and when I say tons, you'd be looking like you had chicken pox. So it is pretty brutal, but for those who venture out there, it's a wonderful place.
Do you want to do anything for them? Spray.
Well, you can. So Carrie, she had me pick up some of that cutter, that off.
Yeah.
And then James spread it in the high traffic areas, like around Evelyn, Kitchen, Oswego Court, places that they were going to be at.
Okay.
And so that does help, but many years ago, we used to get some chemical and spray it, but then, it was very costly, and then I had to charge the groups, and, we really don't have maintenance personnel out there doing that. And with these transfers that, I'm dealing with, we want to limit maintenance this time out there because the transfers are just astronomical. So James is even doing some mowing now, so James is caretaker, mower, and all are good. So, the guys come out and winterize, things like that.
Did you talk more about the transfers? Well, I'm not.
Well, when we talk money, I can talk more about that, but, if you look on the Z drive, there's those budget breakdowns. Just in Trails End alone, what 3 years ago was 3,000, then went to 7,000, then went to 22,000. And that is the way finance does their mowing transfers and charges to other departments. So anytime maintenance personnel is out there, they do what's called cars, and there's like 26 cells on a spreadsheet that they have to write what they do in a day. And then all of their time gets billed to a variety of budgets. Well, unfortunately, that does not happen until February of 2026. So then all of a sudden, all of these budgets get hit extremely hard because you have no idea of what that amount's going to be. And then that transfer makes the courthouse budget look wonderful. Last year was $197,000 that went into the courthouse budget, which then went back to the general fund. So my issue with that transfer is that they need to do it more frequently, or they need to quit changing how they do it. I budgeted 2 years ago when I promised Phil I would not go over budget at Trails End. I budgeted $7,500 for that transfer, which jumped to 22,000. There's no way in the world I could have budgeted that. So the budget was over. And I didn't think it would be. And that's simply because they changed how they do it. And they also use the state equipment rate. So rather than just recouping actual costs, they just charge out all the hours by the state equipment rate and bill it once a year. So just Tuesday, Rep. 9 met with Sky and Tanya to talk about these transfers, and we are going to make a couple suggestions. We're gonna go to finance, ask that, they create a non-lapsing fund for mowing. Mowing is a big transfer, not just for Trails End. I mean, Trails End shouldn't get hit at all now because James does his own mowing. But airport, you can only imagine how many hours is out there for airport. Fairgrounds, a lot of acres to mow. So all of the hours, all of that equipment then gets hit once a year after the year's closed. So you can't do anything with that money that just wound up there. So it is a bit frustrating. Now, if that money would then go to, in a non-lapsing account to fund future mows, if lawn mowing, that would be one thing. And so that's what we're going to ask for. And then we're also asking that they do the transfer, at the end of the second quarter and the end of the third quarter. So then we can see, before the year's up, hey, we're over already. Just like, several years ago when we had all that snow, obviously, the snow removal line was way over, you just never know. It rained a lot, so, I mean, we mowed a lot. So you don't know how you're gonna get hit, but you can't even look at that 3-year average and get a good number because it just fluctuates so horribly. And then there's the second transfer for all their time out there. So in the spring, they did go out there and they did a lot of cleanup with, overhanging, widow makers and the trees, cut a lot of trees down, rented some highway equipment to clean out some things. All of that time then is going to get billed, to Trails End. So that's just Trails End, but it happens to every department. I mean, think of all the time they're in the fairgrounds. Fairgrounds will get hit immensely hard. So it's like, we want to see that before the year end. At least 2 times. So anyway, and then we're going to get, in the Trails End budget, we're going to get, the caretaker's salary or time put in that budget. It makes no sense that his hours are in the courthouse budget. So why, so then we can at least accurately see the payroll, throughout the year. Because it's a guessing game, honestly. With that, you can't even guess well, based off of that 3-year breakdown. So anyway, so we just chatted about that on Tuesday, which hopefully will at least give us a better average where where we're at. So, but otherwise, we're gonna be over in revenue. So that's good.
How is did the work on the swinging bridge get completed?
We purchased all the supplies, but no. So you can only imagine if you are booked solidly, and when I say solid, I mean 100% solid. One group leaves, one group comes in. You don't even have the 5 hours in between anymore. There's no time. So,
What about
all of the supplies are there, so we spent up all the ARPA funds, so that's fine, but the work still needs to be done. Now, the bridge is passable, you can use a swinging bridge, but the other bridge that we were gonna build beyond it, no, and some of the things you just can't do while campus in session, nor can we get the equipment back there now until it freezes, or until we get permission to access to farming property owner. So some of the things just have to wait till winter.
Gotcha.
But there, camp was just all insane this year. Last year was insane. This year was just so.
But that's a great.
It's a great problem to have. Great problem. It's just, we actually have to take a look. It's like, okay, can we keep up this pace? We need to clean better. We need to do certain things better. And it stinks to lose a group. But we may just have to do that just to make sure everything's done well. But we had an inspection out there 2 weeks ago, passed with flying colors, so all is well on that front. Got an inspector during Iron County, and they're well-oiled machine. They've been inspected several times, unfortunately. So they knew, they had all their forms and stuff, so. Facilities was great, and we got the swinging bridge. James, the company that certifies him to manage the obstacle course actually came in it had a structural engineer that signed up on our course. So that it's been booming over a year. It's like, who are we gonna get? Who are we gonna get? We just couldn't find anybody. And so the same company that certified it came and did it. So yay. So that is a huge relief. Yeah, so. Other than that, there's still lots of, maintenance-y stuff to do out at Trails End, but he fits it in when he can. So. We still have some openings in September, which is kind of odd, but, whatever, that's the best time to be out there, September and October.
Yeah, September's legit.
Yeah, less mosquitoes and it's gorgeous, the fall flowers are just
Beautiful.
amazing. out there.
Yeah, it hit about the 22nd, so maybe October 1st, it should just be blazing.
Yeah, so. But yeah, the second weekend in October, we have a wedding and then we winterize and close up.
That's gonna be it then for the year.
Well, we'll have the Camp Spooktacular, we'll have that again, the last Saturday in October. That is super cool, so if you missed it last year, you gotta come out this year. So every cabin has a different civic organization in it, and they have different activities. So it's not just going around trick or treating, it's family fun in every cabin. It was a super cool event, so of course we have to continue to do it.
That's the 25th.
Yeah, so that would be a fun time. So anything else on Trails End you want to know?
We don't do enough talking about trails and maybe have a big portal or something. It's nice to highlight a success, a success.
Several years ago, somebody wanted, every department to give, a report to county board.
Any annual report or something.
Well, it was just, it must not necessarily an annual, but just to tell us about the property.
Yeah.
And so, I wear many hats, so I did many reports, and a lot of people were like, wow, I didn't know that existed, or wow, I didn't know you could do that, or whatever. So I did one for Fairgrounds, I did one for Trails End, and, it just kind of opened some eyes, it's one thing to see like pictures or whatever, or stats, you don't see that stuff in the budget.
No.
So, and it's not like you can go to all these properties, and check them out, but it's just a little breakdown of, different types of users at the different facilities and, that was well received, but people always went over their 15 minutes, and so maybe that's why we don't do that anymore. But, so, but I enjoyed doing that because that was like, it opened eyes to a lot of communities about other properties that maybe they never hear about.
Did they try to squeeze all those in one meeting?
No,
Oh, that's right.
no, yeah, it was spread out.
Oh, okay.
Things are the same. They ever hear some reports about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never. You're right.
We had Hunter shoots on like committee bill.
Sure.
There's just no place.
You know what I'm thinking though, because we spend a lot of time talking about problems, and it would be nice to be able to get you in there or something, maybe after the fair or after the camping season, to just talk about how successful some of these programs are and how good they are for the county.
Yeah, just the fairgrounds alone, remember Bumper Year, in Canby, the flood of positive comments about those sort of bathrooms are just phenomenal.
Oh, there.
So there's some naysayers, in the county, but, people love them.
When people come here and see it, they're gonna realize.
Yeah, and
Yeah, well
it's just to prove that this facility gets used far more than once a year.
And the
Right.
right lines were put in along the fence for those additional camping spots there, that was done as well.
That's along this, the new chain link fence is down the north and south,
Yeah.
and we have food vendors, we have a bunch of tractor trailers, so yeah, just seeing,
And the
the
electric-
camping has changed drastically here.
Yeah.
The camping spots, the type of camping, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot changes in here, so.
I'm just wondering, maybe, at some point, if it gets too congested at, trails, even if you can try to schedule more events here for camp. Campers, sorry.
Book both and I give both. For example, one of the weddings that's happening the end of September here. I gave a tour of Trails End and Trails End just wasn't big enough. Because, Evelyn Hall is much smaller than our multi-purpose building. That thing is huge and you can fit hundreds and hundreds of people. Evelyn Hall, you can't. So. I mean, granted, they have 169 acres out there, but they want to have their meal inside the building. I mean, yes, there's an amphitheater, but what if it rains, that type of thing. So, the indoor spots aren't as big. So,
Anything else for Shawnee?
so I got more to talk about, but then
Oh, okay.
we were on Trails
For trails.
End.
Well, I'm just give my little.
Okay.
According to ours, we have 3 cabins and went to the project this month. On the answered question, yes, and no, if anyone used the books in the library post box at camp. And we talked about the questions for both financing and our Halloween spectacular camp, some alternative for the trick or treating. And almost all the people that went last year are going to come this year again. Yeah. Displays, activities.
So that was from, what kind of library was it?
We have a box.
Like a free
The
little.
Kiwanis, yeah, the loaning, they're blue. And there's one, by the obstacle course right now. Yeah, because people can go to Trails End and just walk around. It's county property, just not 100% session. So the Kiwanis had a spare one that they're like, well, can we put it on the camp? Sure. Trustee said yes, so. So it's whether,
That's
so it's not just for camp visitors. In the wintertime, a lot of people go out there at night. Snowshoe,
Yeah, I believe it.
yeah.
Yeah, I know we're shooting, and I guess, I'm on the forestry committee, so I wasn't really involved with it, but I grew up cross-country skiing, right? So any opportunity to expand that would be sweet.
We have outhouses out there, so you can use those year round.
Yeah, what?
Outhouses, yeah. We have a shower house too, but,
Okay.
pretty.
So when people go out there in the wintertime, do they have to park outside the gate then?
Yes.
They just walk from the gate?
Yes, but now, we actually plow the loop. Many years ago, we didn't plow the loop, but then emergency personnel was like, it'd be nice if you plowed. When maintenance got the plow on their trucks, then they just, because it's just easier because, the caretaker goes out there in the wintertime, it works too, but it's really challenging when, the location can get in there. So it's better for safety, but the gate is always locked over winter. Or when camp is not in session, the gate is locked. Yeah, so you park there and you just walk through, yeah.
So that's your knowing when a group is not in session, it's because the gate is locked, right?
Well, the gate's locked and there's a sign out there. And you can go on westcounty.org/trails and see the camp.
Yeah.
Session.
I gotta move again.
No, you're fine. The
My
wasps never got taken care of in front of the chicken barn, so they're going all over and everyone keeps walking around and they say, how will you not walk over the nest?
Do you use some spray?
Yes. And then I need a sanity pill.
Awesome.
Is the cook shack open today or not?
They're serving, free meal to, or the Fair Board is serving a free meal, spaghetti.
Is that the one where you can throw in a contribution?
Well, we're putting it on for like the kids and the parents, like they all come prepare.
I mean, kind of like just a person over there. I was hoping they would have like some hamburgers and hot dogs.
One vendor's open. prime beef stand.
Oh, there you go.
Which one?
The prime beef stand,
Oh.
it's, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, the fair is doing, a spaghetti dinner at 6 o'clock tonight for exhibitors, and it's free with donation, so.
There you go.
But yeah, I did hear right before I came in, here, the time keep this open.
Okay.
So. All right, beyond
It'll be fine.
fairgrounds now?
Do we have to approve anything for the trail?
No, so usage is this, but,
Just with
it's
the
not
horse.
like fairgrounds. If somebody wants to use Trails End, I just confirm it.
No, I just wanna make sure.
It goes to the board of trustees, but yeah, there's nothing financial that you handle. That one goes to the property.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just usage here.
Everybody be on Trails End. Move on to fair.
Oh, fair, okay.
Our fairground business.
Yeah.
Fairground.
Fairgrounds, all right.
Fairgrounds are-
So, actually, it's Fair Week. Last Friday, the bathrooms were finished. And, yes, 2.5 year wait there. So that is done. The pump house is done.
They do nice double bathrooms.
Yes, yes, very nice. They're open. Yep. I used it this morning at property.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a tour.
So yeah, definitely, drive around. You can drive anywhere today. Animals are coming in, so be careful, but a lot has happened in not just in the last few weeks. The fair board has been out here all year long, busting tail doing things. But the bathrooms was a huge, huge feat. We're still working on Chuck Wagon. They're working on, we purchased 2 portable bathrooms that are side by side. They're getting installed on the east side of Chuck Wagon. So that's the last thing we have to do. We poured concrete on Friday.
So they
I'm working on that.
flushable toilets.
There'll be two flushable. We are not going to make those public. They are locked. It all hooked to city sewer, so we have a plumber working on that right now. Last minute.
But those will be for the people that work in the truck wagon. Okay.
Yeah, and fairgrounds users, like that use that building. But I mean, we have public ones here and we have public ones on the north end. And then during large events, we have porta potties all over. the place. So, yeah, just to, because they're attached to the chuck wagon. The chuck wagon is now sole use by the fair board. So if anybody wants to use it, they have to go through the fair board first and then it comes here for permission. So yeah, they were purchased by the fair board.
in there.
So they will stay locked. Yeah.
Oh, I guess just, yeah, so I'm calling for keeping nice
Yeah,
things.
so if you write a little something, it should be in the paper this week about Chuck.
All right.
So, Rebel said he was gonna come down and take a picture, but anyway, so that's recently what's happened at the fairgrounds. I do have a couple of equipment usage forms, so I did mention that fairgrounds camping revenue is very well, and that's because during the motorboat races, we had a lot of those people stay here,
Oh, nice.
all over the grounds.
From the.
Yeah, they performed there, but they stayed here. And then last weekend, there was a very large family reunion in the park and they stayed here. Now, the way they were able to do that is because our camping is only for fairgrounds users. The fair had already had this facility reserved, so the fair allowed them to come. So that was just, they just parked right here. They were out of the way. It worked great because you can't park, I guess, and you can't camp overnight. So these are the 2 fairgrounds equipment rentals that I have. Next weekend is Northwoods Rock Rally. They want the picnic tables, so that'll bring in $200. And then Brett Ewer, he wants to borrow some chairs and tables for $64. So these 2, if you approve, I would need your signature on.
All, we want a motion on those?
Yes.
Motion to approve the equipment usage forms for Northwoods Rock Rally and Great Beaver.
Second.
I was like, gonna,
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2 usage forms. Everyone equipment. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
There's only one signature spot.
Yeah, it's just the chair. So this is the first year, that we started charging for equipment. If you rent the facilities, equipment usage is.
Used to go.
Is free. Yes, included, but, yeah, if you want to take this stuff off the grounds. Then there's.
So that's not here.
Yep, you say yes and then. Yep. So that's all I have for fairgrounds unless you have any questions.
I don't know.
No contracts, no,
Any incident reports? At least I could. Okay. Okay, good.
if so, I'm not aware of it.
Jeremy, you were here. Just so you know, I'm just the temporary chair of this meeting because I was not able to attend. So the election for a vice chairman will happen at the next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Excuse me. And these aren't derogatory or anything. I was just curious about some of these
Shoot,
on your bill. Okay. The first one that brought, heightened my curiosity was where did the 1208 bar stools go?
Oh, and
touch on here. So, we now have a counter on the south. So the bar stools, yep, you can just keep right in the counter.
And then can those windows there, can you call them?
So what will be nice is during the fair, parents can watch their kids in the inflatables and eat.
Oh, sweet. That's great. Hamster package.
Sea hamsters. So that is a very large pool that's filled with water and I have a video.
Oh, no, that's right.
I actually got it.
That's
We
what.
tested it out and, I don't know how to show it on here, but it's on my phone. But anyway, yeah, so one and done, I don't need to ever do it again, but it's fine. So you get into this inflatable ball and you roll around in the water.
It's a big clear ball. And you run in the water.
So
I have a much different vision for what sea hamsters.
so the last 3 years, this person came and he just ran it. Well, then he got divorced and so anyway, he sold us, his stuff. So we bought the balls, new balls, and we bought his pool and blower and.
So this could be like a regular thing.
So we own it, so all profit goes to us.
It's all right.
Yeah.
All those balloon things that you bought, are they still working in their ball?
all the inflatables, yes, they're out.
They are, yep, so they're all blown up this morning.
Then, there's a bunch of Menards entries. I noticed where, like, there'd be a charge and then it was like negative.
Yes.
So is that a later revision?
No. I'm a firm believer in those Menards rebates and I.
Oh,
utilize
That's where
every-
I'm for sign.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And-
well, that's,
Oh, let me show you my spreadsheet. Because I don't want people saying, oh, you don't keep track. Oh, I keep track and I use every penny of them. Financial. Rebates.
I should see
So-
more, I'm sorry, but
second.
Yeah, so this is just this year. This year, how many rebates I have, and so I keep track, because I utilize many budgets, so fair, trails and maintenance. What it is, when I mailed it, when I received it, and what invoices I used on it. So, yeah,
you're the ops person. Sure. Oh, you're good. You're good. The only thing that concerned me is that you had to buy 2 cases of Fish Light NA. 2 cases for $36 and I expect you guys to sell out of all of them, right?
That was for the truck and tractor.
yeah, that was some truck tractor full, we probably ordered more, because in which we, I mean,
Oh, no, that's not right, because you had the alcohol and it's like $1,800 and then the
Yes,
NAs are like
we forgot to
$20.
bring the NDA, so then they had to come back and then they gave me a separate bill, that's why it's like that.
And the last one on these, I was just curious, where did the 52 commercial folding chairs go?
Chuck wagon, we have new tables and chairs.
Yeah.
Yes, those old rickety metal ones are
They're
no longer,
Now we have nice cushy ones.
yes, they're not standard, but they're commercial folding chairs, they're very nice.
Let's see.
So we have 52 chairs and 18 stools, so you can see. Oh, that was 70.
So what, so when that camp, no, and then another thing that was that, FMCA camping group, they came, they used our truck wagon and paid, for 4 days, and, they had their meetings in there. It worked great. And so then coming up, I think in September, Farm Bureau is having their annual meeting in Meal in there.
Nice.
So yeah, so you can do more than just eat.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very nice.
Neat to eat.
Neat.
This could just be a contraction, but $600 for a 30-gallon water tank? Or is that a 300-gallon water tank?
I think that's sent back over.
Did it? No. Look at
I
it,
looked at that too, and I thought it was returned.
could be.
What budget did I pay on, do you remember?
It was fair cap.
Oh, yes, I can tell you exactly what that is. It was a water heater.
Oh,
So it was a 30-gallon, it was so big. So, so we went and got some more.
Oh,
okay, so this is hot water.
Yep, hot water heater.
The Air Hollow wood carvers, this is final payment,
Yes,
3,900, what was the total?
because we had to do a deposit as well.
Right. Just curious. And then I didn't see it on the schedule anywhere.
It's on the bottom right here. There's too much. Bear Hollow wood carvers right there. Friday and Saturday, there's their shows, and Sunday, there's their
So
shows.
they, sometimes they do that carving and they leave it here for us. They use.
All right.
So the trees that got cut down at Trails End are gonna be usable.
That's, yeah, then we usually for like.
Yeah, that's very cool.
was it a couple grand?
5,400.
Oh, 500. So,
Well, chainsaw carving's a huge hit at the fairs. Really exploded since the first time I saw it as a kid.
yeah, it's interesting.
Pretty cool.
It's quite a town.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's why I was curious. I didn't read the fine print.
It unfortunately is really fun. And normally I make 2 of these schedules like this side by side. Too many complaints last year, they could not be done. But I'm a pretty pincher, and so it kills me to make a schedule on one piece of paper, but I did.
Anything more on the fairgrounds business?
No,
Any other questions for Charmaine? Okay, then, fair business.
hope you come, hope you help. You know, we have a jam-packed weekend. Tomorrow right away at 7 in the morning, we start our gate. We still have some slots to fill, especially on Saturday night, and Sunday for demo derby. But other than that, we're as prepared as we can be, I think.
On that demo derby, are you restricting the vehicles from having glass then?
Yes, absolutely, no glass. So,
In
That's
place?
part of it.
yeah, so 715, the work sports, if we go on, the complete set of rules is there. So we hired a company to come in and they run the demo derby. They have a great following. If you check them out on Facebook, they are all over the place. What was the last post? 50 cars or, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of classes. So it will be
A
a
really
long
nice,
day.
it'll be a nice program, but yes, a long day.
That's on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What time is this?
Start at 2.
So is
But
that,
it's really cool.
is that
Grandstand, that you need help
Yeah.
for demo derby?
Yeah, and registration, getting people in. Because it's a free day at the fair, it's family day, but if you want to see the demo derby, you have to pay $10. And so, that's where we need the help.
Yeah, the separate, yeah.
Yeah, and then,
Do you come up there? Kitchen too.
yeah, so, I mean, we have a lot. We got to start off with pancake breakfast, we have chicken dinner, we have lawnmower races, still judging and,
James, how much are we in?
Shannon, well, Brett and somebody else is cooking. Last year,
Like they,
ooh la la, yeah, the same thing as last year, and we ordered it in another case. Because last year we ran out. And we didn't even have it in last year.
When is the chicken?
Sunday,
Sunday.
Sundays, 11.
11 p.m. a.m.
11. Mhm. Yep, so the free pancakes starts.
Yes.
So-
pancake.
Listen, guys, this is gonna air in the person side. My wife's working this weekend, so I have the kid to myself and I could definitely use the
Pancakes,
chicken, the pancakes and chicken.
well, the pancakes are free. And I'm not.
Yeah, they show up in the morning.
Your 3-month-old could really eat much of it, but.
No, he's like emotions.
Yeah,
So you
you
can
can lick your finger.
cakes for 9:30.
You have some syrup.
We have the diabetic stuff, we have, angiovitis, and we have maple syrup. Real maple syrup by, Russell's, you never get with their sugar maple, whatever, at the farmer's market, they donated some maple syrup for it.
Farmers market's been looking pretty robust lately too.
Yes.
So nice.
There's a year.
Like,
Yep, so part of Flynn Land Farm Fun Weekend, we have an NRCS rainfall simulator, we have Chris Cole's not on there, but we have a farmer's market on Sunday. It's going to be in the log booth, but we, moved it to the pavilion because people are gonna be here for the breakfast and we want them to fill the market, the vendors. So part of the scavenger hunt of Flin Land Farm Fun Weekend is that they come to the fair, all of the days and the rainfall simulator. And the
That's
farmers
really
market.
cool too.
So we have not had a farmer's market here. They've always wanted to come, but either we charged and they were leery of that, but, I know the president of the farmer's market board, so it happened.
Gosh. It's good to hear that.
yeah,
That is good to hear people working together. It's awesome.
that's another drama.
Well, it's one of the many hats.
It is. This could have been fairground business, but also fair business. I noticed you guys have been getting a lot of sponsors. You feel like your sponsors went well this year?
It was,
I
a
can-
challenge. It was a very big challenge, because of the other rodeo.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're in a different location, there's confusion. Businesses were confused of which ones they were sponsoring. So not sure how that's gonna work next year because
It's
people want to utilize the fence. And when people see banners on the fence, they're going to assume that it is out.
Yeah, well, for that.
So anyway, there was confusion. Businesses called us and they said, hey, we're getting solicited. Is this you? Is this her? You know, it was challenging. So
Did it go okay?
there, I don't know. I hear it was well attended, so I don't know.
I didn't go ahead.
I saw some photos floating around with full stands. I don't know what the facility looked like afterwards.
The county's property.
Well, it's a joint, it's the city and counties, but county doesn't seem to have too much say in it.
Hey, as you all got stuff.
And I have a budget to show you if you'd like to see it. So that's why I plugged it in, so you can actually see it. So wages, we can't alter this at all, but 25% of my time is fair. And this, the wages here is, currently we have Brittany and Braley, but Brittany will be done at the end of this fair. And then Brooke will come back. Brooke was our first class to work for us. Judges, we upped a little bit, because we have a couple judges that rather than us paying them $20 an hour, they just, requested a flat fee. So to get certain judges, you have to be willing to pay. Our fair is during state fair, so it's very hard for us to get judges sometimes, especially for like beef and swine, where you really need top-notch judges, we have to pay big for them. Grandstand expense, that is the rodeo, that's the truck tractor pull, that is, whatever big, large event, that is, the expense for it. Kept it a little higher than last year.
Does that present a challenge with the 4-H kids? to get to the state or anything like that? Like if they're showing their cattle or anything, is our fair?
Yeah, but choose.
It's a choice.
Okay.
And you can, so there was more money given to, Wisconsin Association of Fairs for, because many people exhibit in numerous fairs. You know, it used to be you could only receive premium at one fair.
That's right.
That is not the case anymore. We have many, two of our 4-H clubs actually aren't even in Rusk County, but they show in Rusk County. And so, some people used to bring their cattle to Taylor County, and they bring everything else here. And so it's just easier now. So they have more flexibility. So if they wanted to go during our week, they could just go to Barron or whatever. And show there. So that kind of made that part easier.
Right, right. So people weren't trying to avoid so that they could get their ribbons. On.
And actually, so all of our non-animal judging just got done today, and we have several, exhibits going to state fair.
All right.
So a whole year from now. But usually we have one or two, we have several,
Several,
we have several.
several live exhibits?
Well, they can't be live because you gotta keep them alive for a whole year. So it's non-animal.
Oh, non-animal.
Yeah, so photography or whatever, but this last year, so, and one of our families actually went and saw their exhibit at State, last week. So State Fair is like a
Nice.
whole week and a half. I mean, it's not like a couple of days. So
Yeah.
they actually got to go see their, stuff. So
Nice.
that's cool. So we have several going next year, which is exciting. Okay, back to the budget. Contracted entertainment expense, that is for our balloon artist, Gizmo, inflatables, things like that. Grandpa Cratchit, yes. Contracted services is our insurance, our porta potties, things like that.
Little Sebastian.
It's funny.
Maintenance, okay, so this year, in 2025, we budgeted $25,000, but we budgeted in the 811 line, capital projects, anything over $5,000. And that is what funded the truck wagon. So since it's a capital project, it's big money, you have to put it in the 810 line. So this next year, we still have many projects, but they're not gonna be one building, one thing. We're gonna, possibly put in a concrete, slab for the scale for tractor pull. We have many plans, so we're budgeting 225,000 in the repair line instead, because it's not one project, it's more than $5,000. Okay, advertising, we're keeping the same, copies the same, so not much change. Resale inventory, so you will see we are vastly over budget this year. That is because we ordered a whole slew of shirts, and that will take several years to sell. So we'll be over revenue, estimated revenue, but some of these things, Fair didn't decide until after I submitted the 2025 budget. So we have non-lapse income, so we're fine. But there are some things that you'll notice that we are vastly over. That is one of them. Inflatable clubs, so we have Bruce, Boy Scouts, they are coming and they're running all 4 days of inflatables, and so we paid them to do that. Parking stipend, we have FAST, February swim team. They are coming and so we pay them $300 a night to do parking. Premiums, that is what we had to go up because this is the first year that we are now paying premiums on open class. So if you would have all wanted to exhibit at the fair, you could have, and you could have gotten a check if you would have been at the top 4, you know.
Can you count how many exhibitors we have?
I don't remember, it's more.
A little over 20.
That would be exhibits. Exhibits, yeah.
Oh, exactly.
We have more exhibits first. And yes, so we're up in junior and open and all around exhibits. And if you look at our barns, you know, in the tin and you'll understand. Just the Legos that came in for the Lego competition. Oh, wow, amazing. Yeah, so it's super cool seeing the involvement. Tractor pull prize, we are over budget in this one as well because after the budget, they decided to do more classes and pay more money. So we could have paid over 13,000, but we didn't have enough trucks in every category. So, but we estimated that we would next year, so that's why you'll see that at 13.5. Scholarship, so the fair, they will get a scholarship, but, we already paid this one, so, in our fair student fair this year, she won't be in college next year, so we'll have a year off paying scholarship. Raffle prize payout, we estimated a little less. Barrel racing payout, that is Thursday night barrel racing, so we anticipate that that will grow. Demo derby payout, last year we did a demo derby in, October, and it was $42.50, but, if everybody shows up in every class, we will be paying out $8,000 on Sunday. So capital projects, we just kept a little 5,000 in there in case one of our ideas of what we want to do is more than 5,000. So typically,
Right.
so altogether, we'll be spending $30,000 in projects just on the fairgrounds. This 11,050 from last year was our contribution to East Wing. So, okay, state aid, since we're paying out open class premiums, we're gonna get more state aid again, so we're estimating more revenue there. We're estimating, we're kind of going down in ticket sales, like truck tractor pull, every year we make less and less, it is still a great event. But, so we would rather be a little more conservative, than just guess we're gonna always make more money in a year. Entry fees,
Speaking of that, how much, do you know how much we actually made on the truck and tractor pull this year?
yes, over 8,000. Yeah. Entry fees, so if you wanted to exhibit in open class, you had to pay then. It used to be open class was free, but now that you're getting paid, you pay 50 cents a class. Camping fees, we upped camping, it was 20 electric, 30 non-electric. This year, we went to just 30 across the board. Next year, we might even go more. If forestry changes their rates, then we have to change our rates as well. So anyway, estimated 2,000 there. Booth space, that's our vendors that come. Now the fair, if you are a first time vendor at the fair, you don't pay to get in free. So we had several new vendors this year, but several returning as well. Tractor pull entry, we went down because yes, we still, that is like the $25 a car per hook, they call it. Grandstand revenue, that is going through the gates, at a grandstand event. Entertainment revenue, that would be, the inflatables, that will be sea hamsters, t-shirt revenue, mud bugs, some of these are just self-explanatory. Raffle revenue, we're going down. Every other year, we have the ATV ride. This year, we did not have that. In last year, when we had it, we did a basket raffle. And so, we had more revenue, but we didn't do that this year. So estimated less this year, more next year.
So is that the 50/50?
That goes in there as well.
Okay, so there's more than just the 50/50.
This year, it'd be only 50/50. Last year, it would have been the basket raffle as well.
Right, but if I understood the line up above, you had 3,000 in it, this was 7, so that amount 50% of that. That's why I asked if it could be more than just 50/50.
For 2026,
Yeah, if you look.
it will be the basket raffle again, yes, yes. Yeah, and then what we found out was Pork in the Park isn't every other year, so we alternated hours. So Pork in the Park was this year, and then we'll have our ATV ride next year. Rodeo revenue, 30,000 there, ATV ride. That is for the amount of ATVs that actually go on the ride. Demo derby, that's, we get $50 a car. Donations, estimating 85,000 there. Egg Star revenue, so every other year you can apply for an Egg Star grant. And then typically livestock always, applied for it, but since the fair is in charge of everything that happens at the fair, all of the shows, everything, it just made more sense because it is a fair grant. It's not necessarily a livestock. So we will then determine where we can spend that money. Building rental, that is to rent the truck wagon, and food sales. That's the money we make off the truck wagon. So we do not have a different revenue line for alcohol, food, it all goes in one, and we back tax out. So that shows an estimated surplus of $7,386. So after this weekend, I can tell you a whole lot more about where we're currently sitting.
I was gonna.
Right now, it's a big time as a whole, and that is simply because,
So how soon after the fair are your actuals available? Like, so we come to sit,
every night I do a night deposit. I can
Okay.
tell you what that is now. I'm very spread thin, during fair week, so if you want to compare to last year or whatever, I can hand you last year and you can compare it yourself.
I was gonna say next meeting, talk about it.
Oh, yeah. If you want to know, like, I will tell you every budget line next month, that's next week.
Yeah.
But if you want to know, like, how much did you make? What was, like, when you asked about, well, what was the profit from the tractor pull? That takes me quite a while because stuff is scattered through all these different lines and I have to go through every one and say, okay, this was for inflatables, this was for mud farm, this was for this. And that takes me months to do because I only have Brittany for 30 days. We have to get a state report in. That takes priority. Well, that has to be done. You don't do your report within 30 days, you don't get your state aid. So that takes precedent and I usually everybody.
Interested in a couple of larger items, like let's say fair, like rodeo revenue year over year, see if there's an impact this year versus last year. It's kind of where I was going with that, and, just to see what the results.
So like,
I just want to put the fair results around.
we took in a grandstand for rodeo
Yeah.
versus last year, that I can do.
That's,
So if you want to know the profit from the rodeo, that would take me a while to come up with. Because then I have to factor in all the expenses, all the food related, I mean, everything,
okay,
just rodeo. Like tractor pull, Tom asked, what was the profit from that event?
yeah, but I was just thinking, just the rodeo itself is fine, right? Because the food sales is different vendors, it's all wrapped up in the figures.
Yeah, we only know what we make, not what everybody else is, but if you want to know,
I just want to know how it goes. I wanna know how it
I can easily tell you, because I have to do it.
goes.
I would have that every night,
Fair results.
well, or early in the
We don't
morning.
need
every night.
I won't be there, I'll be busy.
Yeah, you have your hands full this weekend.
I just wanted to,
So does that mean you're not coming to the carnival?
I am coming to the Corn Club.
Okay,
My wife and her parents are coming separately tomorrow.
okay, all right.
So they can do the fair, and then since I have the kid all weekend, I might sneak back, probably the Sunday.
Okay.
One well, it's Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, yeah. Yeah, it's just Friday, we don't have Jeremy and his family, so.
Yeah, it's
But,
nice, it's nice to be part of it.
but then on Thursday night, I hear, some of them are getting together, so it'll all be set up, a test run, whatever, no point will be made on Thursday night, but, anyway, so yeah, it should hopefully run smoothly. Without Jeremy, and then Jeremy will be back.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Not you, Jeremy, the other Jeremy,
Jeremy Jarvis.
Jeremy Jacobs.
Yeah, no, I know about the Thursday setup, and,
Oh, you do?
yeah, they're like, it's at like 4:30, like, I have to work. and-
Yes. Don't worry about that. Because maintenance will bring everything down and it does not take a gazillion amount of people to do a test run.
It's a lot of people to talk, so you need more people to talk while you're doing the test run. Nice.
Like 100 dozen. Get picked up on Friday morning.
1,200 years of corn.
Yep, yeah. So, yeah, so,
Just for
you don't plan a fair a couple weeks before the event. This is like the wrong thing. So,
It sort of boggles me that we go through all of that and then our net is only like $7,000. I feel like it's a very generous fair back to the rest of many people. For the amount of effort that you're putting into this, the amount of effort that goes into this, it's,
if you were to factor in all of the fair board's time, this is not a moneymaker. To do what you have to do a vow, it takes an incredible amount of time. and the expenses involved.
Right,
If we didn't put any money or any effort into the fairgrounds itself, if we just showed up and had a fair, it would be easy. But we don't know that.
So weird.
You know, I think the fact that you actually have a profit is amazing.
that's right.
Excuse me, considering
And they're
all the time and effort that's put in there. Sponsors, sometimes, you know, like you said, there's.
Yep, so, you know, you lose some, you get some, so, having, we got to just, how do I get my banner on your fence? You pay the fair $500 more. Get a banner.
So, yeah. And again, I don't think, you know, sure, it'd be nice if we could make a ton of money, but that's not what the fair is about.
No, the grand event here is the kids, oh, it's
Exactly.
responsibility. And, you have to, but you want the whole family to be entertained as well, but we are not about carnivals, we are not about that type of thing. I mean, Mardi Gras was just 3 weeks ago, you know, it's a different, totally different type of event. This is celebrating the success of our community
Right.
efforts for a whole year. And now will be more evident of the entire community now that, you know, we're position.
And plus, the things that kids learn and take away from this
Mhm.
fair.
Because keep in mind, it's face-to-face judging as well. So that kid is showing or explaining how they bake their cookies or what type of chicken they have. You know, and if you would have a conversation about kids on, livestock stuff, it is amazing what they know. It is phenomenal. Yeah, and what's the rate of gain? What, you know, oh, I use this feed, oh, I use this for my, I mean, it is, wow.
It's,
It is, wow. So people don't get that. It takes a lot of knowledge, you know.
Oh. Anything else? I guess I would have entertained a motion to approve the bills. Second. Motion made and seconded to approve the bill for the fair. All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Okay, that's,
all right.
September sometime?
Let's see.
I don't know, my calendar.
oh yeah, next meeting will be. No, third.
Do we do bill report payments and do that?
Let me do one.
Yeah,
The bold one? Yeah, we did all that already.
Yeah, we didn't want to do it.
Okay, good.
So we're basically pretty much done. Did you say the third?
Yes.
that's what the property, this one. So it was 2/3.
First Wednesday, I guess, the third.
You're three G.
Yeah.
Back into LEC.
Back in the last.
It's okay. We're up. That's the last stuff.
I had a motion to adjourn.
You can, Michael.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Meetings adjourned.
Fine.
See, there's a problem.
Yes, it's just right down here. It's orange, can't miss it.
Do that.
When you doing that beef?
Oh, it's really good.
I know.
Oh, I could buy a t-shirt too.
They're expensive.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.